Alright guys, so what's going on? We're going to do another motovlog today. Supposedly this is supposed to be one of the more scenic drives in my neighborhood. So we're actually here at Stinker. What a crazy name for a gas station. Stinker. We're filled up with gas and we are ready to go, ready to hit the road. I got it plugged into my GPS, so it's not that long of a drive. I think it's only about 14 minutes out to the middle, and then about 14 minutes back, which would be pretty cool. So I've never been this part of this road over here, so this should be pretty interesting. Well, as a matter of fact, I've actually been to part of this road over here. So this is right off of Highway 285 up here in the mountains of Colorado. And this is partly, as a matter of fact, we'll pass right by my veterinarian. So if I have any problems with my dogs or my cows or my llamas, any of the large animals that I've had over the years, I've actually brought them to this veterinarian. And that veterinarian's right on the way. But funny thing is, I've been looking for kind of scenic places. I'm going to turn up my Bluetooth directions here a little bit. So I've been looking for kind of scenic places to look around here in the mountains of Colorado. And the problem is, once I get up to like the top of the mountain, there's all the trees in the way, so we're like trying to peek through the trees. And on this one, it seems like just kind of looking at the map, like looking at Google Maps, looked like it was paved. First of all, I've been going through some crazy gravel roads, so I definitely wanted to get some paved roads this time. And it seems like when you get up to the top of the mountain, there's a lot of open space where it's really clear. And I think the road is called like Skyview Drive, which it sounds like it'll be a really awesome overlook as far as kind of all the scenery around it, which is kind of what I've been looking for. And this wasn't too bad. I came down the mountain about half an hour to get to the start point down to Stinker. And let me tell you, I was actually coming down 285 going about 60 miles an hour, and it was, let me tell you, 60 miles an hour, if the wind picks up, you could definitely be in for a ride. That wind was like throwing me all over the place. And it doesn't seem too windy now. It seems like it died down since I got here. But the wind, let me tell you, that can definitely surprise you. I've had a couple times where I was driving even like 40 miles an hour, and that wind will kick up and it'll be like 40, 50 mile an hour wind. It feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, which is pretty wild. Oh, this is interesting. Looks like they got a bunch of wood and some straw. I don't know what they're doing there. Maybe building something. But this is a neat little road coming through here. This is right off of 285, and then this road, I don't know, I think this road would be better for a motorcycle, because in your car it's almost too twisty. But in a motorcycle, I think it would be fun, just kind of zipping around these little corners. And so far, it seems pretty fun. Pretty awesome rock formations up on the left side of the road. Just kind of cut right into the road. And it's a pretty smooth road. Not too bad. Sometimes you get on these roads and there's so much road damage, it's not that much fun. Especially in this bike where I have kind of a stiff suspension compared to some other bikes. I was on the ride yesterday and I got caught on one of the worst gravel roads with the worst road damage, and that was something I probably won't go back there with this bike. There's certain roads I go down, I'm like, I'm not going back on that road. And this one, so far from what I'm seeing, ooh, if I can keep up with the speed, they kind of catch up on you. A curve going down and then up. So the quick curve going down, that's one thing that kind of caught up on me. So today it's pretty overcast. Look at that little chicken there, little rooster. I've seen a lot of people with those roosters by their mailbox. I don't know if it's their actual mailbox or if it's just something they put there or where they even buy those roosters, but they're pretty funny. So we're actually coming up to the turnoff here. Not that turnoff. So this veterinarian down here is pretty interesting. They can handle just about anything. I don't think they handle too many cows. I bring in my cows and do the castration on my bull calves and stuff like that. Alright, so we're turning right here. This is Pleasant Park Road. That's the road we've been coming down. And this is Ullman Park Road. So this is kind of an interesting setup right here. So by veterinarians, they actually have that building way up on the hill there. And I think it's all girls up there. They're all veterinarians, which is kind of interesting. You have a whole bunch of girls working on your really big animals. I had a llama I brought in there once that had cancer. They actually did cancer surgery, removed a big cancerous tumor on my llama. I think they specialize mostly in horses. They also do a lot of dogs. So I brought my dogs in there for various things, for shots and stuff like that. But that's as far as I've gone. I've never gone up here around the corner. So it'll be interesting to see what's up here in the back part of the mountain up here. Apparently this kind of climbs the mountain. All natural beef. You don't see that too often. People selling their own beef. Yeah, this is pretty curvy through here. They had a big sign, game cam in use. I've never seen that either. Pretty thick up in here. Not a lot of houses from what I see, which is kind of surprising since we're right next to 285. I would think this would be packed with houses. So it gets a little bit tricky up in here because the names of the roads keep changing and there's a lot of turnoffs that it might be kind of hard to follow the main road. That's why I kind of mapped it on my Google Maps here to see if we can kind of stay on the main road. 15, so that's like this part, that's like first gear coming around these corners. Maybe we'll do second gear on this one. So this is pretty interesting back here. For a minute there I thought I was going to get rained on or hailed on because it started to rain a little bit on the way down. It's been overcast. I think it's supposed to rain today, but you know how the rain is in Colorado. It's just kind of spotty here and there, and you know, you get caught in the wrong spot and you'll get like a bunch of hail and rain. You'll get soaked, and then and then a little bit later it'll dry out. So 10, look at that, another 10. You don't see 10s very often. So yeah, this is definitely first gear going straight up. This almost looks like another 10 right here. We're like creeping around the corner in first gear. Another 10, wow. I've seen 110 before, but never 3 in a row. Alright, so I'm going back into first gear. These always kind of freak me out. I've only been riding for about 2 months. And I'm trying to get used to leaning the bike at low speeds. Another 10? Wow. Alright, I didn't know what I was in for. getting practice on the on leaning at low speeds. That's where I dropped the bike in the training class. I took a 3-day training class, and they were doing stops in a lean, actually going around a corner just like that, and then you had to stop in the middle of the corner. Another 10. Wow, this is really crazy. All right, this road gets the award for the most switchbacks, the most sharpest switchbacks. And usually because you're gaining altitude really super fast, that's why you have the really sharp switchbacks like that. Wow, that was kind of crazy. Still have a Trump 2020 sign up, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, this is really rocky back up in here. Not a lot of houses back up in here either. I bet they don't get a lot of Harley Davidsons rumbling through this. Welcome to Hilldale Pines Neighborhood Watch Area. Huh. This is pretty interesting. Can't say I have ever expected all those switchbacks. Well, I didn't really see it open up on the top. Now we're coming down. I thought it opened up more where you can actually see. As a matter of fact, I think it comes down and then goes back up. There's one spot I saw on Google Maps where it really opens up and you can see everything. But I think that's a little bit later down the road. Wow, look at all those. Wow, lodge poles. You don't see many small groups of really thin lodge poles like that, especially that haven't been devastated by the pine beetles. Alright, so let's see here. This is right onto Walters Circle. And then left onto City View Drive. So thank goodness I have Google Directions in my Bluetooth earbuds. But my problem is I haven't figured out how to do the waypoints without doing the touchscreen. Oh, you can kind of see kind of an overview right here. Look, it opens up right here. This is pretty much as good as you're gonna get. There's nobody behind me. Let's see. I'll give you kind of a good shot of kind of the open scenery. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. It's a little bit hazy today. Kind of the weird thing is right now we're going through the all the pine trees. I think it's I don't know if it's all the pine trees. It might be mostly the ponderosa pines that are releasing a bunch of pollen. And when the wind blows, all the pollen goes up in the air, and we're getting like cloudy skies from all the pollen, and everything turns yellow. You know, it almost looks like yellow paint. That's like on everything, on your deck and on your car and everything. And I think that's why it's a little bit hazy, because we're kind of in the. So this is, let's see. All right, so Google Directions has said this is halfway. So we're pretty much on our own from here as far as mapping the rest of it. I think if we just follow the solid yellow line here, we'll be okay. Maybe. But yeah, it's really open, really scenic right there. Range View Drive. These houses have some really awesome views. We're doing some more switchbacks. I've never seen a red dumpster before. Sam's. Makes me wonder if they're cheaper than the dumpster service that I'm using. Wow, you can see it right here. Take a look at that. If I can kind of show you with the camera without running off the road. Yeah, this is a really scenic view. I'd say this is probably one of the most scenic views that I've seen as far as kind of getting around the trees. There's a lot of scenic views, but it seems like a lot of times the trees are in the way most of the time. This is probably one of the best. It almost looks like you could almost pull over like right here. Maybe I will a little bit. Take a look at that. That's pretty awesome. Pretty scenic. Look at that house up there. Yeah, you just want to pull over and kind of take it all in instead of just kind of blowing by it all, which is pretty cool. Let's see. It's kind of a blind drive here. Yeah, that's one thing about Colorado is like almost everywhere you go, you'll actually see a lot of people just pulled over, taking pictures, just taking it all in. It's a pretty amazing place. It's very scenic. But let me tell you, in the wintertime when all these roads are ice, it could be kind of treacherous too. Nice place to visit in the summer, but it takes a special person to live in a place like this in the middle of winter, especially the really long winters. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get back to the main road. So yeah, this is probably one of the funnest drives that I've done. You definitely have to take it slow. And I kind of wish the clouds were a little bit better when there's really neat clouds, kind of the puffy white clouds. It seems like it's a little bit better. It seems like my camera does better too. Let's see. City View Drive. Let's see. It seems like this is the way. I don't know if this is the way or not. Let's see. This seems like more of a main road. So now I'm just kind of flying blind because I don't have my GPS. I could stop and reprogram my GPS. Or I could just see what's around the next corner. So this is still City View Drive. Yeah, you can really get lost down here on these twisties. It's not like a regular city block where you just kind of go around the next block. Boy, this corner is really sharp. I had to sit up for that corner. And I don't think we're going in circles. It could be an hour trip if we keep going in circles. It'd be funny if we came out the same place that we left. And some of the names. This is Morningside Drive. Ooh, there's a little. Oh, we definitely haven't been by that little. It's like a little playground for kids. That's kind of cool. Yeah, all these people are going to know that a Harley Davidson drove through here because this thing is really loud. From probably louder than these people are used to. But so far, it looks like we've been pretty lucky with the weather. It's still pretty hot, but it feels like it could rain. They've had like record heat in Denver, Denver's just at the bottom of the mountain. And they've broken like several heat records for the last few days. The hottest days ever, like in the hundreds, which is really unusual for the beginning of summer. Alright, let's see. Got a sharp one here. Turkey Creek Road. Yeah, so this... okay, so let's see. I believe we go left because Turkey Creek Road, that's that really twisty road that that goes to Denver if you go right. It's kind of like the twisty way to Denver. I actually did a Motorvlog on that. We went Turkey Creek Road all the way down to Denver, which is pretty cool. So this will actually come out in that place where everybody sleds, in the sledding in the winter, in that big park over there, right along 285. Ooh, looks like we have a little tractor. Which I can easily get by. Yeah, the funny thing is once a year I usually run a tractor like that to move all my cow manure from my cows. And there's one place that rents it, but you have to drive it back to your house on the roads, and it's like a long way. So it'd take you like a whole day just to drive the tractor home. And I guess it's like a tractor that's so big and heavy that they don't even, most people's trailers aren't big enough for a tractor like that. So it looks like the speed limit is 35. I always wonder when I get on these roads and there's no speed limit sign. Yeah, this is a nice little drive here. So I think we're coming up, I think it's only like just a few minutes right down the road. And our vlog will be over. Of course, my trip won't be over because I have to drive all the way home back on the highway, which is another probably 25 minutes. Let me tell you, I would definitely be riding a little bit slower than 60 miles an hour. But I don't know, I think I'd like to drive faster than this. I don't know, this is a pretty good speed, 35. Seems like the more I drive, the faster I'm more comfortable with. When I first started driving, it seemed like 35 was the ideal speed, and now it seems like 50 to 55 is kind of the ideal speed. Of course, I'm getting more comfortable at 62. When I first started, and I drove like 55, that was pretty scary when I first started. And now it just seems like I'm getting more and more used to it. I guess I'm just getting used to the bumps of the road and the wind and everything. Where at first you're not really used to that, and you're not ready for it. So this is looks like it's right around the corner here. This butts up right to 285. It's a nice little park here. It almost seems like someone's cattle ranch that they like donated to the state or something, and just gave them the land for this little park. And now people just walk their dogs in the summer, and they hike this little trail up here. And in the wintertime, it's a good sledding spot up here. I'm just gonna turn to the parking lot. Oh yeah, and there's a really big dip. Oh, they filled it in. They filled in the dip. Take a look at that. Ooh, there's a bunch of park rangers here. I'm just gonna pull right over here. Alright guys, so thanks for coming along. This is a beast of a bike. If you're wondering what it is, it's a 2007 Harley Davidson Dyna Street Bob. And we are here where everyone slides in the winter, hikes in the summer, and they bring their dogs here. It's a pretty awesome little park. Looks like the park rangers are on it too. Oh, look at that. There's a sign over there that says for sale. I wonder if the whole thing's for sale. So that's pretty awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along, and I will see you in the next video.